Okay, so just got off the phone with a prospective client regarding what to do with a £250,000 cash budget. Doesn't want to touch mortgages. International buyer who's looking to sort of move money into a more established, robust marketplace, let's say. So Francis and I, Francis helping me whilst I was on the call, looked at sort of £250,000 buying a completed, instantly income generating asset in Manchester, One Regent, which is a fantastic development just on the River Irwell. But she asked whether or not that money could be potentially put to other use in other cities in the country, where maybe buy multiple units rather than just the one. So Francis, what were our findings on the back of that?
I mean, very simple. When we look at One Regent, £250,000 give you an apartment tenanted,
Yep.
income over just about £10,000.
Yep. So 10,200 was because that's based on a 6%.
6%
Gross yield.
Gross yield. Yeah. Net after paying your management fee, service charge, ground rent, you're left with circa £8,000.
Yes.
Now, something which is quite appealing. For the same amount in Wolverhampton, we've looked at one of our projects there. 1-bedroom apartment selling for 120,000. I mean, on the market it's about 133,000.
Yep.
But your price 120. Should you decide to go for the same apartment, gross yield because it's high, 9,600.
Yep.
After service charge, ground rent, management fee, you're still left with circa £8,000.
So that's the same. Just to be clear, that's the same amount of return that you were making from 250,000 in one asset in Manchester.
In Manchester, in Wolverhampton, you can literally double the amount.
Yep.
With the same amount, you double your assets and you double your return.
Yeah, so you've got two rentable assets. You could, I guess with that you could split them. You could sell one potentially in the future as
Absolutely.
well.
Absolutely.
But additionally, I mean, it's worth pointing out that that's not completed yet. So that
Exactly.
the one drawback, I guess, is that
Yeah.
you get a lot more instant equity because you're buying in at a discount.
Yeah.
But there is a sort of delay, if you like, in terms of when you start receiving your
When you
rent.
start receiving
But it's only a year away, isn't it?
It's only a year away. And also, this one comes with an assurance for 10 years.
For 10 years, as opposed to 2, yeah?
2 years, exactly,
So, I think both represent fantastic options for the right kind of buyer. You know, if patience is a virtue, then there's better returns.
In saying that as well, although the one in Manchester might not give you as much as Wolverhampton is giving you, but you also have to take into account the capital depreciation that you're getting in Manchester, being
Very
a
true.
city centre. So it's all down to what are your long-term goals, what's your appetite. If you're in a position where you're retiring in the next year or two, then I'll say Wolverhampton is perhaps the best option because you're getting an income stream.
But if you are retired already,
if you're retired already,
get it into Manchester and start making some passive income straight off the bat.
Yeah, exactly. And then if you're building for something for the long term and you want to pull out more equity, depending on what you want to do, or your children will be going to university in Manchester or close by, then I'll say, yeah, Manchester is also a good option. It's all literally down to the individual and what is driving them at that moment in time of their life in the long term. Because both options are great.
Yeah, I think that's it. Just how quickly you want your, the rent coming in. And I guess what your strategy is.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Francis.
All right. Cheers.